In today's video, we're going to be going over how to add your box into HD Manager and how to configure the delivery points. So first, we're going to go over adding a USB box. So we're going to navigate to Master Data, HDA, and then we're going to be on the Fuel Terminal tab. So we're going to name this box. We're going to select which type of box we have, either a Wonderbox or a Superbox. Device address, we're going to leave at 0. Communication pin, if you choose Superbox, it's going to put 5 black dots. Wonderbox is going to remain blank. Either one is fine. You're going to leave that as is. You're going to drop down and pick the communication of USB flash drive. You'll notice over here that it's grayed out the queries options. That's because on USB, these have to physically be changed in the menu on the box. So if we click Save, it's going to drop our box down here. And then we're going to click New, and we're going to create a Superbox. So when we set up our delivery points, we can see how the delivery points get set up for a Superbox as well. We're going to leave the setting at USB flash drive, and we're going to click Save. So now we have 2 boxes down here. Now, if you are setting up a box Wi-Fi or LAN, we're going to navigate to the Settings tab. We're going to navigate to Settings in the green bar, and we're going to navigate to the WLAN tab. You do not want to change this port. This 54937 is always going to remain the same, and you're going to make sure this box is checked, activate UDP, so that your software knows to go out and look for the box once it's connected to your network. Now we're going to click the HDA WLAN button. So you're going to select WLAN for Wi-Fi or LAN for a standard Ethernet connection. In this case, we're going to do the Wi-Fi. So DHCP means that it's going to automatically look for an available IP address. If you would like to assign it a dedicated IP address, you can uncheck this box and list your IP, your subnet, and your gateway that you're going to be using for the box. And then you're going to pick your Wi-Fi name and password. Now, all this is doing is saving a configuration file to your USB stick. So once you click Save, it's going to prompt you to save that into the root of your USB stick. You just want to make sure it's named Network, that it doesn't have any parentheses after it, or that it hasn't changed the name in any way because the box is looking for it to specifically say Network. Some of you guys, the way your computer's configured, it may say network.dat. Either one's fine as long as it doesn't have those parentheses in there. If you choose LAN connection, obviously you're not going to have a network name or password, so you're either just turning on DHCP or you're turning it off to be able to configure that way. So once we save that config file on our stick, we're going to take it out either to our Wonderbox. If you're going out to your Wonderbox, your box should already say when you power it up, invalid config. You're going to hit enter there, and you're going to insert the stick, and it's going to go out and look for that LAN connection or that Wi-Fi connection, and then your box is automatically going to populate to the software. Now, the software and the box do have to be on the same network. So we want to make sure that we have that so that our software can see our box. On a Superbox, you're going to hit any top gray key and then the wrench. You're going to enter the 9 5 times, 99999, and hit enter. You're going to scroll down to menu interface and hit enter, and then you're going to scroll down to read config and hit enter. It's going to prompt you to plug in that USB stick, so you're going to go ahead and plug that in. It's going to go through some settings, and then it's going to return to that read config. Once it's done that, you can remove the stick and hit exit 2 times. It's going to go through a process again, trying to get connection to the Wi-Fi or trying to get connected to the LAN. Once it returns to the interface menu, you can go ahead and exit out and then hit the nozzle to get all the way out of the menu. So once you've done all that, you should see an additional box down here. I have this one set up Wi-Fi. It's automatically populated. So we don't need to add any boxes here whenever we're doing Wi-Fi or LAN, because it's just automatically going to pop up for us. And you'll see over on the right side on this specific box, we can actually change the queries on the box. So we can select what we'd like the box to ask for. So we've got driver, vehicle, order number, odometer, which is your mileage, the forced odometer query. And this is going to be that forced mileage where it's going to make them go 1 additional mile minimum over the last mileage that they entered. Display previous odometer is going to display that previous mileage when it's asking for the current mileage, and automatic lock is going to lock down the box. This means no dispensings can happen on the box. I have some people that use this on a nightly basis if they're wanting to lock it down. It's more difficult to do this if you have USB because someone's physically having to go out to the box. But you can do it here and immediately send the setting out to the box, and then when you're ready, uncheck it again and save, and then it'll send that setting out to the box as well. Now we're going to go over setting up our delivery points. So once your box is populated down here, you can go in and rename it. We're just going to rename this a Fuel Terminal Wi-Fi, and we're going to save so we can tell which one it is. And then we're going to scroll to our delivery point settings. Now on our delivery point settings, over on the right, this is just a list of our products. So I cannot have two of the same products. If I try to name product number 2 diesel, it's going to tell me that I cannot do that. So if you have, 3 diesel dispense points, you're just going to have one name here. The second one, we're going to make DES. So we're going to save that. And then if we had another product, we could rename and go down the list here. Now, on the left-hand side, we're going to pick a super box here so we can see this a little better. So you'll see we have different delivery points. We have the option to scroll through those. So down here in the 5th box, we're picking from this list on the right. So we don't have to have anything highlighted or anything like that. We're picking which product we are dispensing on this delivery point. So we have delivery point 1, then we have our fueling limit, which we've got set to 2,641 gallons. Our timeout, which is how long they have without any fluid running through the pump or passing through the pulse meter. So pulse meter is not counting at that point. It's going to start this 1-minute countdown. Max fueling pause is how long they have in total to get this amount, whether they hit the amount or the time limit first. That's when the transaction is going to end and they're going to have to start a new transaction. So again, this is per transaction. If they reach one of these limits, they are able to enter in their information and go and get this limit again. So then we're picking our product name, which is what product we're dispensing on this delivery point. And then locked delivery point means they cannot fuel on this delivery point. So if you have one, in this instance, let's say this one's down for maintenance, we've locked it. It's not going to allow anybody to fuel on that delivery point until we come in and unlock it and save it again. So now we go to delivery point 2. We're going to say delivery point 2 is diesel. So we have our product name as number 1 and then diesel out to the side. We have a fueling limit set, a fueling timeout, and a max fueling pause, and we're going to hit save. On a Wonderbox, very similar. So we're selecting down at the bottom in the blue highlight is which box we're working with. So we're going to select the Wonderbox now, and we don't have the option to scroll through our delivery points anymore because the Wonderbox only has one delivery point. Same thing with the fueling limit, the timeout, and the fueling pause. And then we're also picking what product we're dispensing and clicking save. Now, at this point, if you are exporting data via USB, you're going to go through that master data export. You're going to pick which box you're exporting for. So if we had a super box, we're going to do the 5 Pro, and the Wonderbox, we're going to do the HDA Echo 4.230 or higher. We're going to click export, and we're going to save that data in file onto our USB stick to upload to the box. If you have a Wi-Fi or LAN box at this point, you're going to go to data transfer. You're going to select that Wi-Fi box down at the bottom, and you're going to hit upload data, and it's going to send all of your settings out to the box. This concludes setting up fuel terminals and delivery points on HD Manager.